Welcome back again to the IVT tutorial. Today we are going to talk about the mode of action of the IVT. What is IVT doing physiologically? What is IVT doing physiologically? The physiological principle first. IVT is applying alternately negative pressure in the meaning of vacuum and normal atmospheric pressure or even positive pressure. And all this is applied on the lower limbs from of the abdomen. The negative pressure or pressure at all is indicated in millibar. Negative pressure in millibar minus. What is millibar? 1 millibar corresponds to 100 Pascal, 1 hectopascal, or 1 millibar equals 0.75 millimercury. IVT uses in the medical field up to 70 millibar minus. Higher pressure have no effect. Why can we say that? There are studies being done in the NASA at research of the Deutsche Luft- und Raumfahrtgesellschaft, that DLR, low-active body negative pressure exercises plus brief post-exercise lower negative improvement. There are plenty of studies you can find in the internet. So negative pressure, positive pressure, in ordinary words, you could simply say vacuum med or vacuum sport is sucking negative pressure and pushing positive pressure, sucking and pushing. What physiological impact does the exchange of pressure have on the body? What physiological impact has it if we suck and if we push, if we apply a vacuum and surface pressure or atmospheric pressure? Number one, whenever we apply a negative pressure, the negative pressure leads biophysiologically to a capillary dilation or vasodilation. Also, these processes are very well described in plenty of studies being provided mostly by or for the NASA or Deutsche Luft- und Raumfahrtgesellschaft. Capillary dilation. If you apply after a negative pressure a positive pressure, that positive pressure will lead to a compression of the lower of the capillary vessels and vessels at all. Capillary compression. Also, this is described very, very well. Plenty of studies, dissociation between reflex sympathetic and for vascular responses to lower body negative pressure. One of these studies, plenty of similar studies you find easily in the web. But that's not all. Applying positive pressure and negative pressure alternately leads to one more physiological response, and these are the shear forces being provoked. Those shear forces will become important later on for endothelial stimulation. And regarding the effect of IVT on provoking shear forces, there is a study. A study means a study which is provided with vacuum med or vacuum sport. Here is sympathetic nervous system activation, arterial shear rate, and flow mediated dilation. Very nice summary. Also in the internet, and the device which was used here was the vacuum sport device. A study. Well, the physiological response of those forces of dilation, compression, and shear forces is what? What can we measure? What can we see? Above all, the first physiological reaction is an increase in the arterial blood flow. More fresh blood, more oxygen, more nutrients for the lower body. There are plenty of studies, the A studies being done with our devices. One of them is this one being provided by the university in Denmark. They show very nice how IVT is increasing the arterial blood flow, the blood circulation, we can say. That's one. The arterial blood flow, IVT also increases the venous return, the venous backflow. Also here, studies, very nice one, isn't being done with NASA's lymph-venous compliance responses to lower body negative pressure in humans. Arterial blood flow increase, lymphatic backflow increase, and above that, the increase in lymph flow. Many clinics, physiotherapists, or other institutions use the IVT as kind of a mechanical lymphatic drainage. The IVT or VacuumMed can replace 5 professional lymph therapists. There are A studies, once again the studies being provided with VacuumMed. One, maybe the most important one of all, is the study of Corradino Campisi. Corradino Campisi, he is the chairman of the International Association of Lymphology. Is coming from Genova in Italy, and he writes about intermittent negative pressure therapy in the combined treatment of peripheral lymph edema. It's worth to read this article. Campisi himself in the university and in his clinics is using with several vacuum devices. Well, also the vacuum increases or leads to endothelial stimulation. We've got it already as a result of the shear forces. As one example of plenty, we have a special study of János Vince. János Vince from University of Budapest. He is a human physiologist, one of these quant physics. He studied physics and chemistry and medicine, and know what he is awarding the Nobel Prize. And this guy is able to describe every kind of metabolism or physiological aspects in the body in like a mathematic calculation. And this he did precisely for the impact of IVT. That's the scheme, not easy to understand, but it's possible. Well, the last physiological response of IVT is traction of the spine. This is important in processes of rehabilitation, especially in sports. Also, there are some very nice studies or comments. I would suggest that one. Luis Baños, one of the best physiotherapists worldwide, according to Forbes list, is #1 in Spain. That guy is incredible. And he's using several vacuum devices, and he describes, among others, the effect of, what is he doing? The effect of vacuum on traction and of the spine. These studies are available, the B studies, physiological descriptions, etc. It's all in the internet. The A studies, the studies which were done with VacuumMed or VacuSport, you can get from me, no problem. Please send an email. I do not want to spread it around. So, now you should know that we also can trigger these physiological reactions. For different indication, you need different physiological reactions, like more arterial blood flow, or more venous backflow, or more lymphatic drainage, or more endothelial stimulation. And how to trigger I show to you now. There are only two parameters. One parameter is the amount of negative pressure. The amount can be a little negative pressure or a huge negative pressure, and this makes differences. And the other parameter is the frequency. How long do we apply a certain negative pressure and a certain positive pressure? Is it 7 seconds or 15 or 20 or 30 or 1 minute? What is the frequency? And also there is research. Research at the Erasmus University in Brussels, Belgium. It's the Université Libre, Bruxelles. And there is a certain scene in the experimental medicine, and in that scene, this guy here is known all over the world. It's Jean-Paul Belgrado. He is the head of the Institut Recherche Lymphologique, the old Leduc Institute. These guys only believe what they can measure. And for that they can measure, we produce a special device for those with a glass that they can see what they are doing inside, and with the possibility, as you can see here, that they can slip with their arms into the device while giving a treatment to move their probes of ultrasound or Doppler or whatever. Finding out what could be measured. What they measured was a certain frequency with a certain amount of negative pressure. With that, you can trigger precisely the arterial perfusion. You can measure that with thermography, with transcutaneous pressure of oxygen or atrial pulsation. With another frequency and another amount of negative pressure, you can increase the venous backflow, to be measured with Doppler duplex sonography or LRR. LRR means light reflection rheography. And you also can measure the effect on lymph flow of IVT. And those guys did with lymphofluoroscopy, with the contrast medium indocyanine green, or can also do it with impedance measurement or sonography. The measurement with indocyanine green, they did even on cadavers, on dead men. I tell you what, when you see how they inject the contrast medium, the indocyanine green, into the cutis of that man, and when they provoke negative pressure and positive pressure, and you see how the indocyanine green is absorbed by the lymphatic vessels, the precollectors, and transported through the body, you can believe if it works on a cadaver, it also works on a human being alive. These findings, they went into digital preset automatic therapy protocols. Automatic therapy protocols for different standard indications. And this is the asset of VacuumMed and VacuSport, among others, that there are automatic treatment protocols. Well, that was the lesson for today, the mode of action. You should now be able to answer the following questions. What is the physics of IVT? What physics is used? What are the physical impacts on the human body of a pressure change? Negative pressure, positive pressure. What is the impact physiologically wise? What are the physiological responses of pressure change? You should name 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, how to measure arterial blood flow? Maybe when you want to sell a device, they will ask you, how did you measure? What are the mechanics? What is the mechanism of measurement? Arterial backflow or venous return, and important also of the lymph flow. That thing with using indothianine green on cadavers is really, really special. So this was the today's lecture on the mode of action. I'm coming back to you soon, and then we go into the indications. Once again, regarding the studies. If you want to have the A studies, the studies being provided, being done with the VacuumMed or VacuSport device, you should send an email to me. I do not want to spread it around or just to put it into the internet. Thank you very much for today. Bye-bye.